1986 Chevrolet K10 Silverado. Stick around for the test drive video to find out why everyone loves a square body. All right, y'all, today we have a 1986 Chevrolet K10 pickup. So being a K10, you have your factory four-wheel drive setup, which works great. You have your selector down on the floor here. Four-wheel drive system on these K10s are pretty self-explanatory and really easy to use, and it works fantastic. This truck still retains its original numbers matching 5.7 or 350, whatever you prefer to call it, and the motor runs great. Truck's reading 57,000 via the Carfax. It's going to be 157,000 miles on this pickup, but it's had some nice work done over the years, and it runs down the road really well. The motor is strong, no smoke, no sound, weird sounds, no real issues when it comes to the motor or the transmission. And obviously this truck is an automatic, and it has the 700R4 automatic overdrive transmission. Cruises down the road great. You can hop on the interstate and drive it at normal cruising speeds. It's not a difficult truck to drive, but I will say that the front end, there's a little bit of back and forth. It's got a nice steering stabilizer on the front, but it does drive like a truck. You can always tighten some things up if you absolutely have to, but I'm cruising at 60 miles an hour right now, and I'm not really fighting it. There is just a little bit of back and forth like you'd expect for any older truck. You have your power steering, you have your power front disc brakes, all factory equipment for this style of truck, and an easy pickup to drive. Does have factory AC. The AC blows cold. It's really only blowing out of the dash vents. Doesn't have a crazy volume of air, but it does cool the inside of the cab down. But if you wanted to, you could put a new blower motor, fix the blend door because it's not really switching to the defrost or going underneath all that well. It's just really coming out of the dash vents. But the air is cold. The heat does blow hot. Stock style exhaust on this one with the dual tips coming out in the back. I would go with some Flowmasters. That's just my personal preference, but you don't have to because the exhaust is functioning like it should on the truck. On the interior, it's had a little bit of work done. Originally going to be a burgundy interior pickup. Now it is black. Looks like the seat cover was dyed at some point. Probably was the original burgundy seat cover. So it's been dyed and it's got its age. It's got some little torn spots over here on the edge. Door panels were also burgundy and they've been dyed black. It's got the polished trim on it now, which matches the bezel, and then same thing over here on the edge of the dash. The dash pad itself has a dash cap on it, and it's kind of bowed up in the middle there. Headliner, visors, all that stuff looks great. Again, this was a burgundy interior truck and they dyed it to black, so you can tell that it's been dyed, but it's still serviceable, still clean, but you just have your little age-related spots here and there. The gauges are clear and easy to read. You have an aftermarket stereo mounted where it's where the factory stereo would be. You have a billet style shifter lever there, stock style steering wheel. Glove box over there opens and closes properly, and you have your spid decal with all the original codes, which is cool. Carpet, floor mats, all of that checks out nice. As far as the doesn't work section for this truck, you have a few things that are not working. Your fuel gauge is not working. The dual tanks are only set up to work on the left tank. The horn, the cruise control, and the washer fluid sprayers are not working. The doesn't work section, the clean Carfax and the auto check, along with the motor numbers, VIN numbers, photos of the flaws, all of that can be found in the additional media section on the website pcclassiccars.com. Click on the inventory, click on this truck, and scroll to the bottom of the page, and you're going to see all of that. There you go, a little heavier acceleration. The truck runs nice, no real complaints mechanically, has plenty of power, shifts through the gears well, and just a stock style driving K10. On the underneath, the floors are excellent, the frame is great, the inner rockers, the floors, the wheel wells in the back, all of the normal problematic areas that these K10s get rust, this one doesn't have it. It's an extremely solid pickup on the undercarriage, really not fighting rust battles, nor was this truck ever a rusty truck. Came from a nice dry solid area, so that's part of the reason why it is so nice on the undercarriage. It does look like a well cared for truck and never abused. On the exterior, coated as a apple red truck. Can I tell you that the red that's on this truck is the factory paint code apple red? No, but it's a bright red paint. It shows well. Paint quality's nice. The flaws that you have are really some stone chips, some little scuffs, little imperfections here and there Obviously with an all-terrain tire, it's going to kick up some little rocks and get little imperfections on the lower portion of the truck, which this one does have, but no major bubbles, no bad body work, no areas of concern with rust. Bottom side of the door shells, inside corners of the doors, the inner rockers, the outer rockers, all of that is a nice solid representation of a good clean K10. Inside the back, you have a nice bed floor, wheel wells in the back. All that has a few little scuffs in it, but nothing that's major. Your front and rear bumpers, your trim on the truck, all of that does have some little scuffs, little imperfections here and there. Nice rally wheels. Tires are a 2026 date code. Tires are in fantastic shape. These are the most miles that have been put on them. They're basically a brand new tire all the way around. So cosmetically, I don't know exactly when the repaint was done, but it does show nice. Appears to be the factory color, and it's a good looking truck. You can't go wrong with a red K10 with a nice all-terrain tire, just a good looking pickup. Those flaws, again, if I didn't mention it, it'll be in that additional media section so you guys can check that out. Same thing with the interior here. As far as your suspension goes, it is a factory style suspension on this truck. I will say the front end, like I mentioned earlier in the video, does have a little bit of back and forth, but it is a four-wheel drive truck. Nothing in the front end appears to need to be 100% done. Could you do some upgrades and some maintenance stuff? Absolutely, but it still goes down the road nice, cruises down the this bumpy road comfortably. I don't feel like I'm getting yanked all over the road. Again, as you can see, this is a really rough road. Looking out over the windshield, clear and easy to see. No major issues there. The side windows do roll up and down like they should. They're a little slow, but they do go up and down. The back glass is the manually sliding back glass, and then you have your stock mirrors on the left and the right, and then you have your rear view mirror, which is clear and easy to see out of as well. Turn signal switch there is nice and tight, engages the bulbs on the dash, engages your turn signals on the exterior of the truck. You do also have tilt, so you can move the steering wheel up and down if you need to get comfortable. It's 100+ degrees here in Texas today, driving the truck pretty hard. No overheating issues, gauge is staying where we need it to stay. Getting a little heavier on the brake pedal here. The truck is stopping nice. No weird feel coming back through the brake pedal. Again, got that air on, it's nice in here. When you pop the hood, everything in the engine bay checks out nice, shows well in there. Inner fenders, firewall, core support, all of that is nice. Again, this is the original numbers matching motor for the pickup, which is cool. Again, not the craziest thing in the world for an 86 K10 to have the stock 350 in it, but it's cool that it just is the VIN stamped original motor for the truck. No rust issues really in the engine bay. That firewall seam that these trucks get rust doesn't have any problems like that. So for me, guys, what I would do is I would probably do some interior upgrades, maybe a new seat cover, maybe some door panels, freshen that up a little bit, fix a couple of the things that are not working, maybe dive into the AC a little bit to get it coming out of the dash, or not just out of the dash, and to get your defrost and your floor vents working a little bit better. But it doesn't have to be done. The air's coming out of the dash vents and you do have cold air. Just some little tweaks here and there. Maybe a little bit of front end or suspension work to just tighten a few things up if you care to. But like it sits, it's a cool K10, drives nice, has a hell of a look to it. And obviously these square body pickups are going nowhere but up in value. So you can do some things to this one and still be in it at a nice price point. As always, my name is Michael. Stick around for the end of the video. We're gonna have a vehicle briefing back in the showroom. Check out the content we're posting across all of the social platforms every single day. Check out that additional media section on the website, pcclassiccars.com, and we will catch you guys in the showroom in just a second. All right, y'all, we're back to the showroom after a quick test drive video on another K10. Chandler, we do a ton of these trucks. This one has a few disclaimers. I'll start with just kind of a few of the bad things. It has a handful of just smaller things not working, like the dual tanks are not working. It's only working off the left tank. The fuel gauge is not working for either one. Okay. The horn, the radio, and I believe it was the washer fluid sprayers and cruise. I might miss something there, but the doesn't work section will be on the website and the additional media section for our customers. And obviously all of the information that we provide for the trucks will be on there. So a few things aren't working. And then the interior was originally a burgundy interior, and it's been dyed black, and then they added a dash cap. So has a dash cap, the seat cover's got a little tear on it on the edge over there on the driver's side, and then everything's been dyed black. So not a factory black interior, they dyed it, so you can just kind of see that there's some age-related spots. If someone wanted to, you could refresh a little bit of the interior, but it doesn't have to be done. Paint's in good shape with just some few little nicks and flaws here and there. You have like a little vertical crease on the bedside right here on the passenger side. It's like a little vertical crease right there. And then you have other little touch-ups and imperfections in the paint and bodywork. But for a truck to hop in and drive, you can be proud of it. Yeah. It looks good. It's got new tires on it, nice rally wheels. And I'd say the best thing about it is how solid it is. It's an extremely solid truck underneath. Interrockers, floors, frame, everything's great on the bottom. And then your mechanicals, the motor's good. It's the original numbers matching motor. It's a 157,000 mile truck. You have the 700 R4, power steering, power brakes, AC. AC does blow cold. It really only comes out of the dash vents. It's not really coming out of the defrost or the floor when like you switch it. Obviously not defrost because you're not gonna get AC out of the defrost, but just coming out of the dash vents. So a little blend door thing. The blower motor I'd say is okay. You could probably upgrade the blower motor to get a little bit more volume, but it cools the inside of the truck down. And trying to think of some other negatives. I mean, it's got a little bit of play in the front end, but I wasn't fighting it going down the road. Still drove nice. Just some little disclaimers, like this is a great priced one of these. We normally have these in the a few $1,000s more for this quality of truck, but this one having the few things that it needs, someone can get in it, do a few things, and still have a good price point, and just kind of make it their own. Yeah. Anything that you see, any questions for you on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty self-explanatory. Seems like a solid truck for the money.
Yeah, one other cool thing is it's got the SPID decal in the glove box, so all the original options. It was a apple red truck, which that's cool. Pretty cool, bright red.
Awesome.
And for y'all, we appreciate you guys stopping in to watch another one of our test drives and this vehicle briefing on the 1986 K10. As always, my name is Michael, that's Chandler, and we appreciate you guys stopping in, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.